Okay, so it seems like recently there's been a lot of VTubers very mad and VTuber fans, sorry, very mad about this whole situation that has been going on involving the whole Extra Emily clip and her banning. Because as we know, Twitch has been very inconsistent with their bans, and it seems like they do play favorites, especially whenever it comes to VTubers as well. VTubers often get banned more so than IRL streamers, and for much longer as well. And we'll go into some of the comparisons that people have been making in terms of this one situation. Now, to keep you up to date with what is going on with this one situation here, if you guys haven't seen it, essentially it's a clip of Extra Emily live. She is driving, and as you can see, she's very clearly looking at her chat, very clearly looking at other stuff going on with her live stream, and almost ends up getting into a car crash, and potentially even, you know, obviously we know what happens if you get into a car crash, especially at these kind of speeds. It can end up really, really bad, right? Yeah, she is like looking at chat and whatever, and then literally the second after this clip, I don't think I can play it because of course of YouTube and all of this kind of stuff, but the second after this clip, she then tries to turn lanes, right? She then tries to get into the lane, you know, on her left here, as you can see, a bit of road, and you can see right behind her, as she's still looking here, there is a car right there, right in the back of the window there. You can see it's not there beforehand, and then yeah, there is a car right there, and then she goes and turns, and essentially as she turns, the car comes up obviously right behind her, and honks at her because she's literally turning into a lane where there is a car, right? And this is the kind of, you know, behavior that a lot of people have been absolutely furious about because, again, she's distracted by her stream and she's putting other people in danger by doing this. And again, loads of people were calling for her to be banned, and yeah, I think she should have been banned, rightfully so. But as we know, Twitch does like to play a little bit of favorites, right? And she did get banned. She did get banned, and it did end up happening, which was great and everything like that. But as we all know, and as everyone predicted, they weren't so happy with that because we all knew that she was going to get unbanned. She was unbanned one day after her suspension. So apparently, almost getting someone killed in a driving accident apparently only warrants a one-day ban. So if you want to go and do that in a car, you know, you go do the same thing that she did, you only get a one-day ban. So honestly, you know, it's only a one-day ban. Like, just take the day off, right? Which I just think that's crazy, right? You know, I think that, of course, getting into a situation like this should be a much longer ban and even potentially even permanent, because she's putting someone else at risk. And this isn't the first time that this has happened either, right? That's something else to point out. There's been multiple situations of her running red lights and doing other stuff in terms of driving that have been very questionable, and people are being like, is she even allowed to stream this? Like, why is she, like, she seems distracted by stream, like, wow, why is this even happening? And I think something did happen a while back ago, and she actually apologized for it and said that she would you know, get better at it. But you know, there's this whole thing of, yeah, here it is, she's there's this whole thing where she's actually responded again saying, I want to learn from my mistake. So she wanted to learn from her mistake 3 years ago, but then now she wants to learn from her mistake again. Like, how many opportunities do you want to get to learn from your mistake? You know, they say here, this is one of the context things, say, Extra Emily has been banned by Twitch multiple times for distracted driving, previously in 2023 and 2025. So she clearly has not learned from her mistake, and yeah, you get a one-day ban, right? But why does this tie into VTubers? Well, of course, we know that VTubers get banned a lot, right? And that is something that happens for some of the most minuscule of things, and sometimes they'll get an even bigger ban than Extra Emily. Like, bear in mind, Extra Emily almost had whoever was in that car, you know, potentially, you know, dead. And the same with her along with it, right? If she was to continue and that person didn't honk their horn, well, you know, it could have been a pretty horrible video that we could be looking at right now. But of course, whenever we look at people, for example, like Lucy Paya and all the other people that have been banned for very unjust reasons over on Twitch, sometimes it takes even longer, right? For example, yeah, this person puts attempted manslaughter, 1 day. That's how many, yeah, 1 day ban. VTuber model skirt too short, 1 day ban. So apparently those two things are on the same level. Interesting. VTuber model exists 1 week. And yeah, clearly Twitch have their priorities straight, and there are still people claiming the rules and those enforcing it are fair. I don't know how much convincing people need. And yeah, obviously Lucy Paya was banned for her, I think it was her attire. You know, she was it a new outfit? I think it was a while ago, but she was banned for something along the lines of an outfit kind of thing, and it was a big drama at the time. And of course, yeah, she got banned for a whole day, and apparently, yeah, having some, you know, kind of I guess revealing outfit or whatever on a VTuber model warrants you the same amount of days as a ban as almost crashing into someone on a road in real life. So yeah, apparently that's how Twitch views things. It's a little bit weird, right? Of course, as well, some saying, well, I got banned on my birthday for youth risky. I wasn't breaking any TOS. My streams are labeled as 18 plus. I can make plenty of jokes, but I can never act like a child or make jokes about that. And my model is a freaky chibi creature. Please fix this. So yeah, they got banned for just their model existing, saying there is nothing useful or risky about this. It's my birthday. I'm a hack man. This is unfair. I'm so sorry my birthday party got cut short. I didn't get to do the karaoke like I wanted to, but I'll make up for you guys in 7 days, I guess. So yeah, of course, that happened. And, you know, that was a whole week ban. That is longer than the Extra Emily ban of her almost, as I said, you know, getting into a pretty awful accident, right? Like, I haven't forgotten these garbage interviews either. I will entirely resent anyone eating out of this creepy Ephrobophilia's grandpa's hand. The rules you are enforced depends on how much Dan likes you. If he doesn't, you're fucked. If you're a VTuber, you're fucked. So yeah, of course, you know, they're saying Dan Clancy, you know, paying you know, favorites and whatever it comes to this kind of stuff. And of course, yeah, there was this whole entire thing of you know, the TwitchCon incident as well. That was absolutely awful. Whenever Emery ended up getting assaulted at TwitchCon, that was a huge thing. And again, you know, that's just another effect of how bad Twitch has been with this kind of stuff, and the security wasn't good enough, right? I hope you're not saying that Extra Emily did was attempted manslaughter. No way you're that delusional. So excuse me for not using the exact terminology. And yeah, respect for doubling down there, because again, it is, right? You know, it is, you know, one of these things of, you know, maybe it's not attempted. I don't think she did it on, like, you know, let's be real. I don't think Extra Emily did it on purpose, right? I don't think she, like, tried to, you know, get in the way of this person in the car, right? But it is one of these things where she's very clearly distracted by stream. She's already, you know, like, again, she has this kind of personality where she's a little bit stupid, right? Let's be honest. She's a little bit stupid, and that's just her kind of personality thing. And of course, that could potentially lead into something worse, you know, as I said, where she just turns into traffic, which, you know, although that she didn't mean it, you know, it's still absolutely terrible, and she shouldn't be streaming or shouldn't be looking at stream while doing this, because things like that happen, right? So they're saying it's because DJ Clancy cannot goon to fake 3D, 2D models, even if he wanted to. That I want to believe it because it's funny. That remember when they banned Shondo for a month when she got emotional? That I do. That Twitch has the worst moderation out of any website. Reddit is up there too, but that's just some obese moderators banning people from their subreddit, and not an AI banning people from the entire website because it thinks that they said mean words and just quit Twitch. So yeah, I still remember the whole incident with Emery at TwitchCon. So yeah, obviously some people not so happy at the fact that he said attempted manslaughter, but yeah, I'm good. It's one of those things where I do think, you know, she could have genuinely gotten someone very, very hurt, if not worse, in this situation. So again, I don't know if it's like attempted, because that implies that she kind of did it with, you know, so I don't know. I don't know what the exact definition is. Maybe they're right on that definition. I'm not a lawyer. I don't know. But again, attempted makes it seems like it sounds like it's like intentional, but it wasn't intentional. It was obviously just having stupid, right? But it still definitely does deserve some kind of ban for a little bit longer than 1 day. And of course as well, some kind of, you know, I guess accountability for, because again, you can see she's like reading her chat the entire time while she's driving, right? The whole rules on Twitch state that you cannot be doing this while you are driving, like literally while the car is moving, right? Sometimes I think they do state in the rules that you can do it at a stop, which I guess is okay. But even then, you know, I think it's still risky. But yeah, while she's literally moving, you can see she's looking at it, and then obviously she looks away. for, 2 seconds. You can see, there you go. That's whenever she's about to turn out into the road, and yeah, almost gets into that, crash there. So yeah, again, a lot of, people angry at this, especially VTuber fans, because again, it goes to show how biased a lot of the, moderators and whatever over on Twitch are whenever it comes to VTubers compared to some of the creators that they like. And yeah, well, only a 1-day ban for that apparently. But if you dare to do anything like wear a different set of clothes or whatever on your VTuber model, ooh, you'll be looking at a week, maybe even a month, right? So again, absolutely insane. But yeah, that's what I got for this video. If you guys did enjoy it, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Also, going to give them something to use my code CASO, get 10% off. Again, they got a ton of really cool stuff over there. Definitely recommend checking it out. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. That's all. See ya.